So, I would like to tell you about Theagenes. Theagenes was a celebrity athlete, an ancient Greek pancrationist, which means that he was an anything goes sort of wrestler. Pancrationists fought each other using their entire bodies and all their appendages. Pancrationists were allowed to use their hands, their feet, their elbows, their knees, their nails, everything short of using your teeth or gouging out the eyes of your opponent was allowed. They used kicks to the groin, chokeholds, even stomped on heads with their heels. Pancrationists often died in the ring as a result. It was a savage Olympic sport. Our contemporary mixed martial arts is but a pale comparison. The most famous Greek pancrationist ever, 2,500 years ago now, was Theagenes. He was so strong, if you can believe that, at the age of 9, he actually carried a life-size bronze statue of Hercules. So this was no small statue. He carried it at age 9 from the market square of his city all the way to his house. He was strong. He won over 1,300 matches in his lifetime. Now, this made Theagenes a widely worshipped Greek celebrity. After winning an Olympic match, the crowd would parade him to the temple of Zeus, and there Theagenes would be crowned with a wreath of wild olives right before a statue of Zeus, who of course was wearing the same kind of wreath. And this ceremony was meant to immortalize Theagenes, who was said to have joined the company of the gods. Now, eventually, the Greeks even built a statue of Theagenes next to Zeus's temple. He was also wined and dined in his hometown, where he received large sums of money for training. He received a home, he received a pension. He was even given, this is true, he was given private city gates so that he could enter the city without being defiled by contact with common folk. But it's interesting. Theagenes' celebrity was also fleeting. Soon after he died, one of the statues of Theagenes on his home island of Thasos, one of these statues fell over and it killed a man. It turns out that the person who died was a fellow Olympian who had never been able to defeat Theagenes in the ring. So he came back after Theagenes' death and beat up Theagenes' statue, which fell on him and killed him. No matter, by order of the city council, as punishment for killing the man, Theagenes' statue was thrown into the city's harbor. In the end, there was no Mount Olympus with the gods for Theagenes. He just rusted at the bottom of a bay. You know, Theagenes was an ancient celebrity, and today we have many more, and different ways of memorializing our celebrities. Instead of giving them statues, we follow our celebrities on Twitter. So if you look carefully at this slide, you will see that Canada's own Justin Bieber has more Twitter followers than any other person on the planet except for Barack Obama. 114 million Twitter followers compared to Obama's 129 million. Bieber is also, along with 3 of the Kardashian sisters, one of the top 10 on Instagram. So now, Bieber's every move, what he drives, what he does, or sometimes doesn't wear, is endlessly reported in the papers, aired on YouTube, and infinitely retweeted or reposted on Facebook. Oh, look, there's Justin Bieber with Haley Baldwin, his wife, or someone else. Nothing he does escapes the notice of his fans. Ironically, the life of a celebrity isn't necessarily all that desirable. Our culture knows thousands of stories about celebrities gone wrong. Tiger Woods' run-ins with adultery, with drinking and driving, Marilyn Monroe's disappointments in love until she finally chooses to end her life. A recent documentary detailed the mental anguish and family conflict endured by Britney Spears. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's break with the royal family. The list of celebrity tragedies is endless. Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, Richard Burton and alcohol, Truman Capote and drugs, John Lennon, Ernest Hemingway, and on and on. And in fact, life as a celebrity comes with huge pressures that few people can handle with poise and wisdom. Again, let's take a look at Justin Bieber. He sings a very revealing song entitled Lonely that actually moved me quite a bit. He's so lonely. And it seems to me that maybe, judging by the difficulties of Theagenes and Bieber and countless others, maybe being a celebrity isn't everything that it's cracked up to be. So then why do we care so much about celebrities? Why, in an era of really weighty news, both good and bad, news about COVID vaccine rollouts and lockdowns and police powers, news about climate change or a booming stock market, or decent government for a change south of the border, why in an era of really important news do we still love to major in minors and celebrities like Prince Philip or Bieber or Austin Matthews? Well, most explanations for our obsessions come down to these two related observations. Listen, there's a psychiatrist whose name is David Rice, and he says that we love celebrities because we can't let go of our childhood fantasies of living happily ever after with Prince Charming or Snow White. Celebrities are a harmless adult substitute for fairy tales. Even if, I might add, a celebrity's own life is often not like a fairy tale. Secondly, Dr. James Huron invented something called the celebrity worship scale. And this measures how deeply we as people are enmeshed with our celebrities. And Dr. Huron says that in an increasingly secular society, we turn to celebrities to have something to believe in now that the gods have failed. Thus, we don't have mere Justin Bieber fans. We actually, and this is true, we call them Beliebers instead with a B, Beliebers. Now, I bet you see the turn in this sermon coming. Now that I've demystified and critiqued celebrity culture and shown it for the shallow thing that it is, I will condemn it. And once upon a time, a long time ago for me, I might have said just that or done just that. But condemning celebrity culture completely is way too simple. In fact, as with many things, our fascination with celebrity can run the gamut from an occasional and fun diversion to obsessive and unhealthy. Moderation is called for, and if you can practice it with respect to celebrities, well, then I say, go ahead and enjoy following them and learning about them. More importantly, we should also not let our cultured dismissal, our cultured dismissal, looking down our noses at We shouldn't let that get in the way of learning from celebrities when we can. Celebrities actually, I think, hold up mirrors to ourselves. And celebrities in that way force us to examine our own choices, our own situation. For example, what do we make of Bill Gates or Warren Buffett's pledge to give 95% of their wealth away as charity? Pledges that they've already made good on in large ways. What do we make of the absolute absence of scandals in Obama's administration? Or what do we learn about ourselves when we consider the activism of Malala Yousafzai or Greta Thunberg or Canada's own Autumn Peltier? Here in the picture. Autumn told Pierre Trudeau a thing or two about climate change. And she was so impressive, telling Trudeau what to do and where to go, that she was then invited to address the UN General Assembly. Finally, as the psychological explanation suggests, celebrity culture also teaches us that most humans are incurably religious. If we can't believe in the one and only big God in the sky, we'll convert ourselves to adoration of celebrities, to Belieberism. Or if not that, to the worship of something else, perhaps ourselves as narcissists, or worship of money, or of astrology, or of superstition, or the worship of petty diversions that eat up our time and being. Maybe the worship of pleasure. So to bring it all a bit closer to home, it is necessary to remind ourselves that we've built our religious devotion around a person named Jesus. I will not argue here that other religions do not have their own very worthwhile stars, from Buddha to Muhammad to Baha'i's Baha'u'llah. But here we're a Christian church. And that means we are not just believers, we're believers in Jesus. Even if Jesus doesn't make the headlines every day, he is our daily fascination. Should be, at least, I think. In Romans 12, Paul distills what it means to make Jesus our fascination. For Paul, Jesus is the mirror. Remember, I said that celebrities could be mirrors to us. But for Paul, Jesus is the mirror in whom we see what it means to be transformed by the renewing of our minds so that we become living sacrifices for people that we love, including our neighbors, even if we don't know them. Paul is worth repeating on this slowly. Paul is worth repeating on this, sort of like we sometimes sing and sing again our favorite celebrity songs. Paul is worth repeating on this slowly because it's a great prescription for us as we endure yet another extended lockdown and all of the ways in which this bothers us. This is what our Christ-like attitude should be. Let love be genuine. Hate what is evil. Hold fast to what is good. Love one another with mutual affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in suffering. Persevere in prayer. Contribute to the needs of the saints. Extend hospitality to strangers. Rejoice, says Paul, with those who rejoice. Weep with those who weep, like Jesus did. Live in harmony with one another. Don't be haughty, but associate with the lowly. Do not claim to be wiser than you are. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. But take thought for what is noble in the sight of all. If it is possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. The bottom line, go ahead. It's hard not to be fascinated by Bieber or Mitch Marner or Michelle Obama or some other celebrity, at least from a distance. I certainly am. But as Christians, Jesus is our first love. You could apply the words of the song Michelle and Joshua will sing right after the service to Jesus. The lines from You Raise Me Up that go like this. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up more than I can be. He, Jesus, his ethic, his example, his love raises us up. He's the mirror we look at in order to discover and rediscover over and over again what the true meaning and purpose of life is. And in him, there's no life like it. Amen. Let's listen to